In order for us to, in order for the institution to register, there is, uh, uh, let me talk about the agenda of the workshop. So when we conduct workshop at your campus on this technology, these are some of the, uh, I hope my screen is visible. In order for us to conduct this workshop, these are some of the steps that we are willing, that we will be following uh, to set up the workshop. So there is a prerequisite step where we will be identifying class representatives. So if we want to conduct the workshop in multiple labs at your campus, so we will be needing the support of uh, one or two class representatives per, and we will be doing a prep workshop for the class representative before the commencement of the actual workshop with students. Okay? And we will also be doing an infrastructure setup where we will be needing 72 systems in a lab in working condition with internet and the projector, speaker with phone. And once the infrastructure setup is done prior to the commencement of the workshop, we will then begin with introducing the workshop to students. There is going to be the three prerequisite steps. The first one being the student needs to have a new email ID. They should not use their existing Gmail, but create a new .ai email where all of these resources and access to this platform will be provided. In order to avoid confusion, we want to have a new email that they need to create. They will also create a profile on Google Cloud Skills Boost and a developer profile on Google Cloud. Okay, so two different profiles must be created by the student as part of the prerequisite for the workshop. Then we will be allocating $5 of credit to each student during the workshop so that they can access all of these labs, complete all the tasks using those $5 that are allocated to uh, each student. Then there is going to be registration. So in the lab itself, the students have to submit a registration form uh, providing consent that they're participating and also accepting terms and providing their information for us so that we can then give them the credit access. So once registration is done, we will begin with the first module, the first app, which is the Yoga Pose Recommender app. And they will be completing this small project using the $5 credit that is allocated to them. After the completion of this first app, then we will be introducing them to the generative AI beginner module, where some of the more theoretical concepts will be covered. There are five different badges that they will be earning as part of the beginner module that they will be working on. So I can maybe display the beginner module also just for your reference. Some students might have already worked on this last year, but we are again offering the same content for new students this the second and third year students. So five different modules that they will be working on. The, there are four theory-based modules and one practical lab that they will have to. And so intro to Gen AI, intro to large language models, introduction to responsible AI, and applying AI principles with Google Cloud. These are all theory. And then there is one lab, which is using understanding prompt design with Vertex AI. So this is part of the beginner module. And then once the students complete these during the workshop, we will give them a feedback form in which they have to submit a screenshot of the work that they have done on Google Cloud. So once they complete a project, it will reflect in their Google Cloud console account. So we will be requiring them to submit a screenshot of that just as proof that they have completed, and also provide us feedback on the workshop. We will be verifying the feedback. Our trainers who will be at your campus will be verifying the feedback with the help of the class representative in the lab. And once that is done, we will be giving them some of the next steps that they can work on. So next steps include intermediate and advanced level completion of modules, and also completing some of the other modules in the Gemini 2.0 Flash uh, path, which includes the agent builder and the YouTube summarizer apps. And after that, there is going to be a sign-off session. We will be taking a photograph and then conclude. In order to continue with further updates and communication, there is a WhatsApp group that has been created, onto which we will be adding all the participants. So in total, we are looking at a 170-minute workshop, which corresponds to about 3 to 4 hours of time. So it's like half a day that we are expecting in order to conduct and complete all of these tasks in each lab. Okay, this is regarding the agenda. And before the workshop begins, we need some information from your side, from the SPOC at the college, for us to plan the workshop. It includes giving us access to the academic calendar so that we know when to conduct these workshops. So we need to know if there are, because we're looking at April, May, 2 months where we're planning to conduct these. So some information as to when exams are being held, okay, unit exams or mid exams, and then if there are any practicals that the students are going through, and when do exams end, and if they are also participating in any other activity, be it community service or summer internship or things like that. Some information so that we will know the dates on which we can schedule these workshops, and when does their vacation begin is also something that we need for both second year and third year students, because this workshop is targeting second year and third year students for computer science, IT, and electronics students. Computer science, again, all the other derived branches like CSE, AI, ML, and CSE, data science, and other AI related departments, disciplines can also participate in this academic calendar. Then we are looking at um, the lab schedule that we would require from your side. So what the lab slot where we can schedule this workshop, so for each branch. If it's computer science, in the first lab, what time must it be scheduled? How many students are going to join us? Both for second and third year. Same way for IT, AI, ML, any other related computer science related branches. Okay. So we will be providing this template to all of you so that you can give us some information, and accordingly, our team will be reaching out and we can plan. We will also need uh, governance structure so that we are able to provide access to the dashboard and also to reports on the workshop to you if there are multiple batches that are being held, batch wise, day wise, or even branch wise access. And for both the class representative that will be monitoring and also the faculty member to understand the progress. The governance structure details must be given. Mostly, if it's faculty, the department that they are from, and then their employee ID, year and section. In addition to that, one extra information, the sample roll number format, so that we can derive. So if you can let us know how, if you are, for example, affiliated or an autonomous college coming under JNTU, then a similar roll number format will be followed, right, by the university. If the format is different from what JNTU is prescribing, and if you can let us know what each character represent in the roll number, it will help us to automate a lot of data related works in order to categorize students and accordingly provide intelligent reports for us to monitor. So roll number format. An example is what we have given. So this is JNTU format. So first two characters representing year and then college code, then whether they're a regular admission or lateral entry, branch code followed by serial number. This is where majority of institutions might be following something like this. But if it is any different from this, we would like to understand that. We will be using that format in order to categorize to. So four different templates as part of the data sheet that we will be requiring from faculty. Then access to dashboard will be provided. So we will be looking at the dashboard and then the certificate format and then workshop model. Okay. This is the sample governance structure that probably many institutions usually have. And in order for us to provide reports at each level, we would be needing this. If you're able to provide this accordingly, corresponding reports will be made available at different levels. So if you see the last level is the faculty in charge for that for each lab and the student ambassador or class representative who will have access to the individual labs that they are part of. This is just an overview of what we have done so far, the progress so far across India. Again, it's a large initiative taken up by Google. So almost around 340 institutions are already participating at various levels, and more than 1 lakh students, 100K students have been onboarded, and they are already at different phases of learning in this program. Okay. Flash 2.0, Gemini 2.0 is something that is new. So it's a new offering that has just come in, and we are adding that to our overall generative AI outreach program. And these particular workshops that we are conducting are a new approach that we've taken for this new edition. And mostly focus is on, we are able to see focus in the south from Telangana, Andhra Pradesh, and Karnataka, Tamil Nadu. And we are able to reach out to other states as well. This is like a screenshot of a dashboard where you will be able to monitor at an institution level how many learners are already onboarded, how many are active, how many digital badges have been completed, program completions, how many hours of learning, and what are the levels, the level of completion, whether they are at a beginner stage or an intermediate or an advanced stage. Something that will also be included. This is just an example, a screenshot of top 20 best performing institutions that have already started with the previous program on generative AI. If many of our faculty members who are joining today might already be part of this outreach that you might have done last year. And we have seen some good progress coming from a lot of institutions. But this is again for the self-learning module. Whatever we are doing for the workshop approach is new, and this webinar is part of is intended to promote the workshop model for implementation models. So there's the skill course, there's the skill course with certificate. We can use the same program as an internship program. We can also use it as a 4-credit elective course. It's a 4 different approaches that can be taken because the content is designed in order to provide 4 credits for students. It's about 60-hour worth of content. So even if it has to be offered as an elective, industry-based elective, or even as a virtual internship program for students, we can make use of the same program. Or if it is just a workshop, a skill course as a workshop with certificate, that also will be provided. So if it is a workshop, we are only able to do 4 hours, 3 to 4 hours on a particular day. All the remaining course content, it will be up to the student to learn on their own during their free time. On completion, they will be getting a virtual internship certificate. Okay, so this is what we have. Again, like I said here in the agenda, if they're able to come all 60 hours, it is equivalent to getting a 4 credit virtual internship. A corresponding certificate will be provided to each student if they're able to complete all 60. Workshop itself is for 3 to 4 hours, 180 minutes, plus any additional time that might be required. And on completion of the workshop and on some screen that submits, they will be getting a participation certificate from Google and L4G. Two workshop models are available. Is the one that just discussed, where we will be doing a pre-prep workshop for CRs 1 day before or 2 days before, where we will be giving them an orientation and we will be getting them to complete some of the modules that are covered during the workshop so that they will be ready to provide some support if required. And then we will be doing an on-premise workshop for regular students. So the CR workshop, which is prior to the main workshop, will be online. We'll be connecting with CRs online, giving them an orientation so that they can support us. And then the on-premise workshop will continue on 1 or 2 days later. So this is the model that we are going with right now. If an on-premise workshop is something that's not feasible on campus due to various reasons, if the campus is closed or if it's vacation time, then we are also giving a second option where the same orientation to CRs is going to happen 1 or 2 days before the actual workshop, followed by an online student workshop. So instead of doing it in the lab on premise, the CRs will have to help us to coordinate and make sure that their entire class joins us in an online workshop, mostly during maybe vacation. So we are providing this only during vacation if college is not, it's not a working day for the college. So two different models that are available. But right now we are mostly focused on the on-premise model because any doubts that might have to be cleared and getting students to complete it on time and all of that, it's better to have an on-premise program. This is what we have for today. I hope this webinar was helpful to you just to understand the offering that we have from Google and L4G. We will now pause here for a bit and maybe address queries from your end, from the participants. Let us know if you have any questions regarding this program and any feedback. If you want us to make any changes, do let us know. Any questions from your end? You can unmute and also speak.